All right, questions for Coach Sirmon.
Coach, early impressions, you're through 4 days of spring ball?
You know, it's very similar to a lot of spring balls. It's, you know, we get a lot of installation early. The style of play that we're seeing is exciting to play against because there's a lot of similarities on what we see week to week. The tempo of practice is significantly increased, so all those things are very positive in terms of just the style and the tempo of practice.
And are you a little bit more physical out there today with more thigh?
Absolutely. We've been, this day 2 of putting some pads on, but we've had a lot of very competitive team periods, even with the helmets. So we've gotten a lot more of the team 11-on-11 settings, putting the ball down and just playing ball a little bit more and kind of getting significantly more 11-on-11 instead of some of the group sessions of the instruction, but just everybody getting out on the field and playing.
What are some of the key things that you're, expectations and things you're kind of focused on this spring overall for the defense?
3 things I told them. We need to improve our effort. So it's fanatical effort. Okay, we have to all finish better, and that's with the ball in the air, finishing tackles. Okay, and then we got to play with an edge. Those are the 3 things I asked the defense to get to really focus on now. Subsets of that individually in different positions we need to address. But those are the 3 characteristics we're wanting to play with. Schematically and the results of last year, we need to minimize explosive pass plays. And that's a we problem, meaning that's a coaching problem, that is a 11 guys on the field problem, that is a pass rush problem, that is a DB problem, that's a linebacker problem. That's something that we all need to take ownership on, and that's the biggest focus that we're talking about as a staff and on the field is minimizing the explosive pass plays. Minimize the explosive pass plays, make them run the field on us. Not run the field, but make them push the ball without those huge chunk plays, which statistically are necessary in college football to score.
What about with the linebacker group? Looks like a lot of focus on kind of the details, that linebacker unit.
Yes, we're, at linebacker, okay, we're talking about playing more aggressive and making an impact and winning and losing. Those are the 2 things that we're working on specifically in the linebacker room. I think we got guys that can impact wins and not just be out there and participate and do a good job and get some tackles, but make plays that help us win the game.
What did you see of Nolan Williams that made you want to bring him into this program, and what do you expect of him?
We did homework on Noel, and then there were some coaches that were coaching him at UNLV that we have a lot of respect for, that understand kind of the values and what Cal's about, and they spoke very highly of him. Noel wanted to be at a level that he thought he could get more competitive week to week. He's got nice size. He's a versatile player. He's extremely dialed in. Unbelievable addition in terms of the personality and some of those mental and emotional traits. We're really pleased to have him.
Is he a nickel corner or?
He's a DB. I think he could play. I think he'd probably play five different positions back there if necessary. As we develop the other people around him, then we'll make some assessments on, kind of putting the piece together, the puzzle together on where are we best at with who's out there.
How would you characterize your quarterback play last year?
It was a little bit up and down. It was up and down. What we had done the year before, we had some issues with 15-yard penalties, some pass interference, some of those types of things. We took a lot of time on that, and really from 2021 to 22, we really did a great job of minimizing those and, some of the explosive pass plays. So we need to make more of an impact out there. The game, you're going to find yourself in one-on-ones. You're going to find yourself in one-on-ones. Play number 1, Colorado, they turn into FIB and they take a shot first play of the game. So that tells you that they're going after some positions. So we have to continue to schematically help, and then we have to continue to improve the roster in those regards as well.
What kind of transition have Allen and Reese been making at linebacker so far?
They are the type of player that we want to add. They have some experience. They've come from well-run programs, so they have the expectation. They are just dying to play more, from whatever their situation is, and different programs have depth at different levels. So, we're really unconcerned about how guys are getting here, but they've been extremely attentive. They've been well-trained in their programs prior to here. They've had a great attitude, and they're out there, and if you watch practice, they're out there being disruptive and making an impact.
What are your thoughts about transitioning Hunter from safety to middle linebacker, and how has he done so far?
Hunter is a player that we want to try to get on the field. He has some really good tools. He's aggressive. I think he can be a really efficient tackler. As we move him forward, this is really how many reps we can get him and how we can develop him behind the ball, all the while trying to make him really a core 4 on special teams, a guy that can play 25 snaps on special teams, and then as he develops, getting him on the field at inside linebacker.
Where's Stan at in the integration process, getting him back in the program?
Stan's kind of really jumped right back in where he left. He's playing some interior tackle for us. He's lost some weight, so we feel he's in better physical condition to give us more reps and give us more quality reps, especially in these kind of tempo practices.
What stood out about those guys up front defensively?
Excuse me?
What stood out about those guys up front defensively so far?
I think they're doing. They're being disruptive. And sometimes it's easy in these situations. The offense. This defense is 6-7 years old, and we've been very consistent. Kind of some of the instruction and the techniques, where the offense, a lot of new terminology. So we'll see where this is going to end up. But I like what Coach Browning's doing with them, and we just got to get our transfer rosters, the IR. We have 5-6 guys coming back from that injured that we're looking and hoping to have back for the fall.
What are some of your early impressions of Sam Jackson, the quarterback, and the growth in Fernando?
Well, Sam is a dynamic athlete. He can put the ball on the edge. He's throwing the ball. I'm really pleasantly, surprised. With him, the velocity and how he can throw the ball, and I know Spav will do a great job of designing the strengths and weaknesses and things he does well, and what the offense can do to present, a lot of challenges for the defense. And then Fernando, Fernando's a gutty, competitive guy. He's out here making plays. So it's exciting to watch those two guys in this style of play.
How vital is it to have a staff intact, on the defensive side of the ball, knowing you can kind of just ease into things and kind of quickly transition in from the spring into, the summer and all that?
It's. I don't think it's vital. Sometimes new voices, new blood. I think in college football is necessary. Right now, I feel very, very confident in the guys that we have. I think they do a great job of addressing the recruiting in their room and instructing in their room. And then, it's kind of a new era of college football that I think is going to start presenting itself. I think you're going to see some very homogenous style of defense. When guys are coming in and there's NIL deals and there's new blood coming in, it's going to be what the NFL was, right immediately following free agency. How can you get the best players on the field? How can you make it user-friendly? The days of, some of these very intricate, elaborate defensive systems that take 2, 3, 4 years to grow up in, I don't know where those go anymore. I think it's going to be, I don't want to say plug and play because that minimizes a lot of the work that the coaches do, but we have to be, it's our job to be adaptable to get the best players on the field. And to adapt, sometimes you have to minimize.
Is that because of the transfer portal?
Yes. It's, guys are coming in, and college football, we'll have obviously our 15 here. And, when you're turning rosters, when you're not winning games at a clip you want to, you have to bring new people in. And what the roster was, what the roster provided the year before. So you have to bring new blood in, you have to push it. And for us to do that, we obviously brought a significant group of guys in. And those are the players that we think that can help impact the game. And it's my responsibility to make it as challenging for the offense as possible while user-friendly for us, so we can go out there and play faster and put a better product on the field.
So that makes it, as you were saying, I didn't hear everything you said, but it makes it more homogenous?
I think we're going to see a lot more style of plays, very similar to the NFL. I mean, you watch the NFL, now, are there differences? Absolutely. But the style of play, the style of offensive play, there's a lot of similarities, and you'll see, frequently you'll see a player cut on a Tuesday. Go back to Baker Mayfield this year, right? He was released in 3 days. That's unbelievable, guys. So there has to be some continuity, style of play. Now, Baker Mayfield's a pro football player. Sean McVay is an unbelievable coach. So it's not perfectly applicable, but I think that's the style of play is going to be, how can we get guys on the field as quick as possible?